Hi, I'm Beth with TB Properties Buys Land. I wanted to jump on real quick and announce a new blog series called the Safe Sales Series. And really, the reason why we're featuring this blog series is we've had a lot of people reaching out, some that are interested in selling their land, or some who've been approached to sell their vacant land. And they're really concerned about the safety of their land transaction. And we keep seeing this, more often. People don't understand what is normal and what's safe and what they can do to securely sell their property. I had somebody who said, listen, somebody was trying to buy my property, but they wanted to make monthly payments. I didn't know how that was going to work. It sounded sketchy. They wanted to do something called a wraparound lien. What does that mean? We had another gentleman who reached out and said, somebody tied me up in a contract, but they wouldn't actually buy my property. They were actually trying to sell it, first, even though they hadn't bought it from me. I've had some other people who've come and said, hey, they won't close through title or with an attorney. They're going to self-close. What does that mean? So these are just a few examples, but we do have a lot of people who reach across the website or call in with these questions. And while I'm not a real estate attorney, I can just walk through some of the steps that you can do that can help protect yourself, some questions that you can ask to make sure that you understand a little bit more. For example, and we'll go into this a lot more in detail throughout the blog series. So that's why we're going to break this out into a series of different things. But, one of the questions is, are they closing through title? Okay. And if they are closing through title, do you have access to speak with the closing agent, with the title agents over there? Are you able to look at that title commitment and ask them a little bit questions about the closing and when they plan to close? Do you know how you're going to get paid? So that's a really big question. Is it a safe transaction? Are they going to give you a check? Is this a cashier's check or a money order? Or are they just planning to write a check that could bounce? That's a concern right there. Are you feeling pressure to sign really quick? Or are you feeling rushed through this? Are you able to ask questions about this? Do you understand the contract? How long is this contract? And if you don't understand it, do you feel like the answers that you're getting from them are adequate? Apologize for my allergies here. But these are just a few things that we'll talk about in detail through our blog series, the Safe Sales series. But here at TB Properties Buys Land, we are buying vacant land, 5+ acres across the United States. Currently, we buy in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri. We buy up in Washington and Oregon. We buy in Tennessee. Really, we buy all over the country, but those are just a lot of the main places where we've been buying lately. But if you've got vacant land, reach out to us if you've got questions. We always close through a title company or through an attorney, depending on the state, the different requirements. And we pay in cash. We have a very short and simple contract. We try to make sure it's easy to understand, and there's always that communication with the title company. We will email the title company and copy you on that email with the contract attached. So anyway, if you have questions, reach out to us. We hope that we can answer any of those questions. We hope to work with you in the future, and hopefully you'll get something out of this Safe Sale blog series coming out as early as next week. Thank you.